Buenos nachos, amigos, and welcome to another fantastic episode of Hallyujuku. I'm Petey Ray, your man with no plan. Here with me is, of course, my tag team partner, my friend, Brandon Cooper, aka King Kaz. How you doing, Kaz?
I'm doing exceptionally alright.
Yes. This about makes sense. We're here once again this week to talk about East Asian pop culture, as we are wont to do. And of course, we begin every show by checking in with each other, seeing what's new with each other, what's new in our K-pop and J-pop lives. Kaz, what is new?
As I pull up our doc, because I already forgot. No, I have a song from. So I have a couple of songs this week. I have a song from Zappa, which is my first song here, featuring Microdot, a lovely rapper who was very recently featured in "Show Me the Money" for season 4, called "New Days." And we've talked about Zappa a few times on the show. They tend to have these videos with this really cool art style and things like that, and this one is of the same ilk. But it's also featuring Microdot, which a lot of Zappa songs are always featuring another artist. But man, I got a good kick out of this. I really, really enjoyed it. Yeah. I love the animation. The animation is always kind of fun and silly and cool. And I love like this superimposed, like, they recorded Microdot's face and then they kind of drew over it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's
I don't know.
like
I enjoyed the hell out of that.
Like an Anaconda. What was it? What was it? Amanda Anaconda or an Anaconda? Anaconda don't want none unless you got buns on. Or there was like a freaking cartoon. There was like the heads were like people heads, but it was like animated.
Yeah.
Fuck. I can't believe I just thought of that. It's gonna come to me later on. And I'll blurt it out in the middle of the headlines. just be warned. But yeah, it's a cool, like, it's hip hop. It's like we know from other producers like Primary. It's, you know, somebody making music and then letting another person shine on the vocals, you know, on the mic, or, you know, providing the lyrics and whatnot, the vocals. And it's an interesting video, to say the least. Yeah.
It is very, very interesting. If you're just kind of listening to this in the audio version, this is something you got to go look at to see some of the weird things that they've used visually in this video. It is very, very much something.
Yeah, they're just trying to stop all the fighting and all the warring and all the killing in the world. I forget what did they deploy to fix? Let's see. Let us see what they use to deploy. What they deploy to fix the world's ills and all the evils of the world. It is this. It is the spreading the wealth of Zappa.
Yeah,
the little
music, man.
The music makes everyone feel good.
Yeah,
it's a little on the nose, but it's fun.
Yeah. I thought it was fun. I thought it was interesting. It's something definitely worth going to look at. But I will say our next song is definitely something worth listening to because it features a mutually loved artist between me and Petey in Gary. It's a song called Get Some Air featuring Minwoo, which I forget where that person is from. I know we've heard the name before, but cannot place it. But
I might have just ventured to guess it's a Lee Sang company. I think we've talked about it recently. She's a Lee Sang art.
Is it okay? Yeah. But no, this is a new song from Gary. I really, really like this song. And I love Gary's rap style. And the video itself, kind of really stylized, and I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, there's not really much to say other than, like, it's one of those things you got to kind of go listen to, and if you're into it, you'll really like Gary's style, and it's something that will speak to you and translate rather well. And it's on 1K, so there's translations right there if you have on your closed captions. So it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, it's Gary, and Gary has a really great flow and a really great uh, lyrical sense.
Mm-hmm.
It just does really cool songs, and it's with his last release was pretty awesome. This release is awesome. Like there's just something really cool about what he does when he gets in the studio.
Yeah. I want to pick up his last couple of releases, definitely, especially some of the Lee Song stuff and some of his, and definitely the solo thing that he put out last year. So, because it's so good, I enjoyed the hell out of Gary.
Yeah, it's such good stuff. Right. He's such a talented dude.
Yeah,
but yeah. Last but not least,
a song from the boys from CN Blue, called Cinderella. Now this is definitely one of those videos where it's very kind of boy bandy. You know,
yeah.
They kind of take the Cinderella concept and spin it into something more than what it is.
Yeah.
But the song itself is kind of enjoyable. It's fun. It's a lot more upbeat than what the video is to me. But it's definitely enjoyable, especially if you kind of like the CN Blue thing, which is the band but a boy group stick.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I enjoy CN Blue. Yeah,
it's like a boy band that just kind of skipped. Kind of went through Maroon 5's library, skipped all the early rock stuff, and just went straight to the pop band stuff.
Yeah.
So
that is really a good way to put it. Yeah.
If you forget that Maroon 5 used to be a kind of an alternative, like a soft alternative rock group, and just skip straight to their poppy shit. Yeah, this is kind of CN Blue, especially the song, but it's good. It is a well done song, and it's a cool video. You can kind of dance around and groove to it. The song at least. They are pretty well known, and they've got some backing. They are the C of FNC company, the company that houses AOA. So they certainly have some backing and some resources. But they use them all. Yeah.
And I mean, it's good music, like as kind of as much shit as we give them, like, and as much shit people try to give pop music, it's still good, fun music, Like it may not always be to your taste or what you want to hear at the moment, but it's good, fun shit.
Yeah,
and it's worth checking out. So if you've never heard CN Blue before, which if you're listening to this show, you've heard CN Blue before, but for some reason, if not, go check out CN Blue. Some good shit.
You might like it. As for me, a lot of what's new involves either re-listening to the Red Velvet song over and over again. I love that song.
They got you like they got me with ice cream cake.
Yeah. Or watching voice actors play D&D for hours at a time. But aside from that, some videos did catch my attention. One of which definitely caught my attention. I've made jokes about Jessie before about somehow she's being convinced that she's a rapper, even though she's not. Especially with the Pretty Rap Star stuff. And it's kind of I made my comments before, and I still stand by them. But she did just release this song called Senani, aka Strong Ani, and Ani is just Ani. I'm not going to need to translate. If you don't know what Ani is, you're probably not our demographic.
How did you get here? I'm sorry. I think you're looking for Jack or fuck whatever his name is has a podcast that's 2 levels up in iTunes and to the left.
Yes. That being said, Jessie came out with the track called Senani, and as for all of my criticisms of her as a rapper that really still stand on this song, this is kind of a fun song.
Yeah,
this is kind of a fun banger, like to just kind of like be ridiculous and like braggadocious, as we like to put it, and in your face and intense and kind of like confident and cocky, and the song is well made, and she does exactly what she needs to do as a rapper. And I actually ended up liking this song, despite myself. Yeah, it's a pretty good song. I don't know. Well, what did you think, Kaz?
I'd rather. Can I go back and listen to Rubbed Velvet?
Yes.
Can I do that? All right, I'm gonna go do that. No, I agree with you. It's kind of a fun little banger to like kind of put on for a little bit, but I still have the reservations about Jessie and her rap style.
Oh yeah. She's not a good rapper.
And
Let's just put that out there.
It's just I don't think she's really all that great. She has the like kind of vocal delivery that you kind of expect for her style or what she shows or who all that kind of shit. But I don't know. I just don't care for the delivery and kind of sometimes the lyrical content. I will say she looks better with black hair than she did with blonde. But I don't know what you want from me. I don't care.
She is chunga. She's going full chunga up in this. This is an easy listen and a kind of a cool, fun song. Jessie's not a good rapper, and she does enough in this song to just kind of let this song be this song. I still don't understand how this came about, where they decided we're gonna make her a rapper now. Like, no, she was doing just fine, and like Lucky J as a mediocre vocalist, like she was doing fine. She just needed to get better at that. Just because it's like I don't know, but whatever. This is a fun song. Just jam out to it and then forget about it. That being said, speaking of like names, I don't know. Speaking of nothing, apropos of nothing, we got another collab track from Soyu, the collab queen. She of some fame, and of deciding to use her some clout to decide to become the female member of Urban Zacapa, at least for one song. Which is really the funniest part of that. The popularity of that song is that it gave her the clout to decide, I want to be the female member of Urban Zacapa. And then she did, essentially, because that was the collaboration with her and the two male members. That being said, she's come out with a new song, new collaboration. Her and Kwang Jung Yeol of 10 Centimeter. Cool, like indie band. I'm going to say indie. Though Americano is another one of those like ubiquitous, heard everywhere tracks that everyone knows in the ROK. Even if honestly, you probably won't know the track, but you go to Korea and you start singing Americano, and anybody around you will know that song. Yeah. But they're a different style group. Come out with a song, "Lean on Me," or "Okay," okay. And it's kind of in the same vein of Some and her track with the two guys from Urban Zacapa. Kind of a easy listen, cute song that is perfect coffee shop music.
Oh yeah, no, she dominates the coffee shops.
Yes,
and if like we keep saying that on this show, and people are probably like, I don't listen to the music they play in Starbucks. Yeah, no. It's not for you, because you're in and you're out. We're talking about the people who are sitting there for hours on end and then kind of go, man, what song is this? I'm going to buy this on iTunes. Like, that's what she does in motherfucking Korea, and she fucking dominates. All right, like, and fucking, she's going to be at the top of the chart when we do the end of the year show, and we're like, who sold a lot of singles? Oh shit, Soyu? God damn, I don't know how that happened. No, this is how the fuck that happened.
This just dropped, so we're looking forward to how this dominates. It is just boring enough to kill in Korea. if we're being honest enough. But it's still cute and fun and nice, and Soyu's voice is just fantastic. She has such a good like tone, and I love that about her. It also contrasts with her regular persona, which is kind of fun. But
she's normally kind of thugged out.
I don't understand why Hyorin is on a Pretty Rap Star. The true thug queen is Soyu.
Yeah. Anytime you see her on any variety show, she's like got on a backwards hat and she's kind of dressed out and she just comes in like she's ready to fight somebody. She's like, "Is we fighting on this show? Oh, we don't fight on this show? All right, whatever. Y'all some bitches."
But yeah, go ahead and check this song out. It's cute and fun and worth a listen. Last but not least, we have a track by the fantastically well-respected group by the name of Nell. Speaking of things that are artists that are known throughout in Korea, Nell with their new song "Star Shell," and it's a really interesting song. For being kind of simple, but in kind of the right ways. The video is cool and kind of a cool idea visually. It's like all like it feels like it was genuinely recorded on like shit they found at like a Goodwill, like video cameras they got at a Goodwill. But for like, on purpose. They want to kind of use these old cameras.
Like old video recording. Yeah. VHS. Because it has that. I mean, you can do these in Premiere. You can do that. They have that effect, and you can buy those effects packages. But it does really genuinely look like they, like bought the old camcorders and put a fucking VHS tape in there.
Yeah, which is definitely like, because I've seen people that do like, let's do this like it's an old video, and it just like. It looks like a really high quality video with an old video filter on it. That's what it looks like at the end. Whereas this actually genuinely looks like it was recorded on video, like an old camcorder and whatnot. That being said, it creates a cool visual style. It mixes it with like newer techniques and probably like GoPro sitting around. Probably like that GoPro in a bottle that somebody in for that one shot. But yeah, it accompanies a really cool song, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, the song is definitely. I don't know. I like the kind of little alt rock feel we get here. Like it's really nice. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. So, it's and what was the other thing I was gonna say about this? I just kind of like the. I don't know. I like the whole styling of it. Like it just is. It doesn't try too much with some kind of alt rock funky stuff.
Yeah.
It just is like what you expect it to be, and I like that.
Yeah, it fits really well. It does just enough, and it's simple in all the right ways musically, and plus the video is really cool, and the style is really cool, and like. It's just, people gathering around for a rock show, and then it's just the performance from Nell, from all the different angles, from the video cameras and whatnot. And it's just really cool. Like Nell is just that. I think Nell has grown a really impressive library. I think unsurprisingly, Nell has grown a really impressive, prolific library of really cool tracks and albums and. I feel like I need to sit down and actually start delving deep because I've only listened to a couple tracks here and there. So I feel like I'm going to have to start delving deep and checking out more of their stuff, like fully taking in full albums and whatnot and seeing, and kind of getting knee deep,
maybe we'll do a Hallyujuku talks on a Nell album.
Yeah, maybe. Well, we'll see.
Yeah. We'll have to see.
We'll have to see. But that is it for the albums. I think I was using the wrong thing. That is it for what's new for us this week. We're going to transition over to our headlines, everybody. So
news time.
join us over there, won't you? Welcome back to our headlines. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to sit here, talk about some topical topics, some things that caught my attention, and discuss them back and forth. Let's just drive right into our first headline. Former Nine Muses member Sera holds first solo concert, posts highlights. Former Nine Muses member Sera previously documented the process of having to release her own music, and now she has posted video highlights of her first solo concert. She also posted the intermission video. This was really cool when it showed up on my YouTube subscription thing when I got notified of this. She just kind of posted a highlight and I watched it, and it was kind of cool, the vibe that it was. She just kind of she played a show, and there was quite a few people there to see her, which I shouldn't be surprised about. Did you get a chance to check out the highlights of the concert?
I didn't check out the highlights. I read through the article, and I found it I don't know. I'm finding this kind of rise and fall story, kind of rise and fall and rise again, kind of cute,
Yeah. It is cool, seeing her. If you just kind of watch a few that she just kind of does her thing. She plays well. She has a whole band behind her. She does a cover. She does a couple of her songs. She talks with the fans. She has an intermission video. It's a full concert, which is pretty cool. And it's just cool to kind of see her doing this all just on her own, organizing and creating and putting all this together basically on her own. Obviously with help from friends, but and obviously she, having been in the industry for whatever time she was, she has a lot of experience. But it's kind of cool that she took in all of that knowledge and was observant and kind of took in that info and learned and absorbed and is now using what she learned after her years in the industry proper, to kind of just get herself up on her own feet, on her own terms, and she definitely looks a lot happier than she did before. At least people have observed. She looks a lot more well and healthy than before. But sometimes, breaking free can do that to you.
Yeah. It's definitely a good thing. Like I said, I'm enjoying the ebb and flow of this kind of story and how it's going and everything with it,
Yeah. It's just really cool.
So it's definitely cute. I'm rooting for her to just keep making it.
Fighting. Big time. All right. So, next headline. Woollim deny the fact report on Soyu will take legal action. They don't deny facts. Okay. They deny the report by the website, I guess, or paper or whatever. I think it's website. The Fact. Woollim Entertainment have responded to a report by The Fact that alleged Soyu was still involved in sexual harassment, and that Woollim had tried to cover it up by threatening the accuser into silence. It's an important step for Woollim to take, since their silence after the report did seem to condemn the company, Soyu, and even Lovelyz to perpetual hate. A summary of the response to the Fact article is that Woollim say that Woollim lawyers never admitted to any of the rumors against Soyu being true, that the authorities had sided with them, and that they will be taking this matter to court. Perhaps the most interesting, though, was a rebuttal to the accusation that Woollim had threatened the accuser and had tried to buy her off with money, but she refused and wanted to take it to court, at which point Woollim managed to drop the charges. That was damning of true, but because if they would look, it would seem like it was Woollim who was avoiding conflict despite their posturing. However, Woollim is asserting that they dropped the case only after the accuser agreed to stop spreading rumors in exchange for them taking a jail sentence off the table, and that the infamous threat of $1 million fine for going public was actually the terms of her violating their agreed-upon deal. Woollim is now claiming that the accuser has indeed violated those terms and will go to court over it, and so on and so forth. Yeah, this was kind of a back and forth because, like, right, we talked about Jisoo finally being able to rejoin All Lovelies, and then conveniently enough, right about the time that they were going to release that pre-release track that I don't know if we mentioned on the show. I think we mentioned on the show. Right around that when that was going to be released, the Fact released an interview with the accuser where they kind of trudged up a lot of these things that we assumed kind of had gone by the wayside. But this time kind of avoiding the ridiculous stuff and just a few of the more plausibly believable, though still tenuous stuff. So that kind of put things up in the air, especially without Woollim, standing up and saying, "Hey, no." But now that Woollim actually stood up and said, "Hey, no." And Tableau's sitting somewhere going, "The fuck? Now you do something?" But that's neither here nor there. What
no,
is
you know what Tableau's doing? Tableau's like 6,007. Huh? Fuck them.
Yeah. Well, what was your impression on these kind of turn of events?
Usually, I mean, we've seen things like this happen in America before with pop stars, where you have the accusation kind of comes out to be false, and then some other fucking reporter somewhere somehow found some new information, and then now it has to be all brought back up, and now there's another possible victim, and all this shit. And you know what, I don't know, it's just it's odd, especially because it's really hard to nail down in situations like this, because it is a woman accusing another woman of sexual assault, and a lot of times those things don't get taken very seriously in some cases, but coming to something like this, it's someone who's famous ish, and people are gonna kind of look at it as maybe they're trying to do something, and you gotta kind of, without hard evidence, you gotta kind of go on a lot of untangible things, so it's really hard, and the accusations can do more damage than the actual if it was actually true sometimes, sometimes if it's actually true, it makes it worse most of the time, but just the accusation in itself can end up, especially for the press, because they love to gobble up anything, it's going to just bring up tons of things that people are going to start looking into for her that they don't need to look into, past relationships. Oh, has she really, and it just brings this word of mouth that is going to do more damage than, no matter what happens at the end of the day, if it's true or not, it's already going to do so much damage to her reputation as a person.
Yeah. It is something that hopefully it's hard. It's until things settle down. It's hard to really kind of decide you're gonna absolutely take one side or the other, even if like things feel like the facts are more leaning towards one side, or if whatever your feelings are, whatever you prefer, you don't know. None of us know. We can only hope to know. So it's hard to kind of take one side or the other on anything like that when you don't really have any of the facts. I want to hope for good things for everyone, because I'm a happy flower, and I want happiness for everyone.
Yeah.
but when people are yelling at each other, it's hard to to think that everybody's going to end up being happy in the end. There's a lot of scenarios, but not all of them perfect. So we gotta just hope for the best for everyone. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I mean, it's a bad situation, and the accusation of kind of sexual harassment, and then getting your company to bully that person later when you're like, hey, don't say shit, and you're like, well, I'm gonna make sure you don't say shit because I have this big giant Korean company who will do what I say to make sure you don't say shit, is a strong accusation, because we know how shady some Korean companies could be sometimes. Which the other day, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I got a good lecture from a Chinese person on like how terrible Koreans were. It's just so funny. But on our point, it's a lot of hearsay. It's a lot of hearsay on all sides. So hopefully there's somebody actually looking for the truth who will cut through the facts. And then hopefully when it's all done, it can be all done,
Yeah.
We can only Next story.
Just because there's not much else to say.
Hard to transition out of that one.
Next story. Winner to promote against Icon. Young Hyun Suk is now a K-pop hero. YG. I'm just gonna say YG just because it's easier. Recently announced that Winner will return and promote at the same time as Icon in their 500 music videos, which officially makes him a K-pop hero. As you probably know, Winner and Icon were competing with each other on the same reality show to win the right of being, Winner. Since then, the two fandoms have been bitching at each other and whining about bias. And now that YG has decided to capitalize on that psychotic fandom competition by pitting the fandoms and groups against each other once again. Bless you, YG. This is so smart and such.
This is so move. YG.
He's putting them against each other because they know that that's a heated competition against each other, and that means both sides will make more money. Because both fandoms will buy more copies of the albums in order to have them win music shows as opposed to the other one. And he's reaping all the benefits. He's like Vince fucking McMahon of K-pop. Like,
he's like, I made two giant super groups. And they're like, all right, cool, man. You guys can promote half the year. We'll promote half the year. And he's like, no. You'll promote it at the same time, at the same show, and you're going to wrestle each other. And they're like, wait, what? Oh, I'm sorry.
In a steel cage.
You're going to put out CDs against each other. And they're like, oh, okay. And then he's like, and it's all going to be filmed in a new reality show on fucking NBC.
Yes. Oh my God. It is clever and kind of dickish, but you got to love it. Right, Kaz?
Oh, no. From the like production side of it, it is goddamn genius. Like it is nothing but genius. So I give him all due respect for, and whoever else is in that deal of like, hey, we got these two pretty good groups. I think we could get a lot of press if we were the ones putting them against each other and not just the press and the fans, Yeah. So. Because now you're going to have the fandoms fighting, making sure like, oh man, we have to make sure Winner sells more, or we have to make sure Icon sells more. Buy more of those posters, buy more of those CDs, buy more of those VIP passes to the show. Like, so, yeah.
Why'd you getting all that money?
Because all that money goes to one fucking person. Yes. YG's going to have 2 stacks of money, and that's how he's going to measure like, which stack is bigger? Oh, I know which stack is bigger. The one from Big Bang.
Yes.
Because it doesn't matter. Because he still wins.
Yes. And also Dwelf. Shout out to Dwelf because he decided to take that teaser image and violate it, and gloriously so. With let's just go down the list. It's shower time, yo. You know, the original was miss them, winter, miss them. It says winter, it's shower time, yo. It's like we created the Cards Against Humanity of this teaser. It's like winter, Bum did nothing wrong. Winter, I fucked your dad. Winter, buy our shit, lol. Winter, no swag, just ballads. Winter, if you thought Icon was boring.
Oh.
That's mean. But that's 12. Winter, please prepare to be underwhelmed. Oh, God. It's mean, but it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's still it's yeah. Team Schadenfreude. Hashtag Team Schadenfreude. Get to see all the fangirl tears in the Great Wardom. And maybe some injuries. No, hopefully not any injuries.
While we over here at Hallyujuku are still crying that YG doesn't fucking promote to anyone. God damn it, just let them put out a fucking album. Fuck.
It's over, Kaz.
Nah, man.
It's over. It's
I'm
over.
still holding on to that.
What's up, Kaz? Just let it go. Right. CL's gonna be. CL's just. She's gonna take over America.
Give me something good to go out on.
Yes. All right, let's go out on this. Fake casts are selling like crazy due to upcoming holiday stress. People are going to extremes in order to get out of their holiday chores. Recently, on a pregnancy and parenting specific online community, posts about fake casts dominated the board. Most were written by women who were dreading their visit to their in-laws and wanted to take advantage of fake casts. However, they said they were afraid to try it out in fear of getting caught because the product had already gone viral last year. These fake casts are made so that when the arm is stuck under the cast for 20 to 30 minutes, it molds and hardens around the limb, thus making it very realistic. Those who have actually used the fake cast raved that it looks real and fools many people. Meanwhile, many showed concern of how society pressures people during holidays to the point where they want to fake their own injury. Others commented that the fake cast went too far. Yeah, you know, sometimes it's definitely understandable from a standpoint of, you know, if you're a Korean wife having to visit your in-laws, you know, you have to do a lot of shit.
Yeah.
If I pretend like my arm is broken, I don't gotta wash all the dishes for the entire family and clean the entire table and cook for everyone.
Yeah. So I bring up a couple of things. One, how do you just explain coming home with a cast, or when your significant other comes back from work? How do you you have to come up with something good because you had to go to the doctor. They had to set your arm and cast it. You know, like
maybe.
And I guess nobody would check.
You're in cahoots with each other.
Yeah. That's a good one. Maybe you could just be like, oh, you know, we don't want to try. But
that's the hard part.
The leg cast is the good one. I don't know about the arm cast. I don't know if the arm cast is good enough to get you out of it, you know? Because like we have families that like to do family gathering type stuff, and mostly I kind of hide in the studio when most family gathering stuff is going on, and I'll be like, oh, there's a podcast, oh, you know, this, oh, that, and then they still fucking bother me.
Yes.
So I don't know if a cast would be good enough. They'd still be like, oh, let's see the cast. And then my mom would be like, where did you get this done? And who paid for this? And where's the medical bill?
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah, and like it, you know, you never know when if you do one arm, you know, it's like you go show up. It's like, well, you still got another arm, don't you?
Yeah.
It's like, yes. It's like, but it is kind of it's silly, but it does kind of bring up the idea that, you know, like the stress of the holidays as it is right now. If you're unaware, we're coming up on Chuseok, which is it's often described as Korean Thanksgiving. It's hard to describe. I'll go ahead and look it up to give it kind of a good refresher. But it's around this time. It's one of the two major go see the family holidays. But it's from archaic Korean for the great middle of the unsaid word of autumn. It's a major harvest festival, so it's kind of like it really is like Thanksgiving in a way, or like it's mainly around the equinox. Autumn equinox, so it's either like right in the middle of Memorial Day Labor Day and Thanksgiving right in there. So you mainly go home to see the family and whatnot. So it's those two major holidays, and when it's involving visiting your in-laws, it's involving a lot of chores. A lot of chores. But yeah, I have to say, I wish all of the Korean wives out there good luck this Chuseok.
Yeah. Our hearts go out to you. A good fighting.
Fighting.
Yeah. And you know what? Like if you do go and you have to do some shit, look at your husband or your significant other and just be like, get your fucking ass in here and help me.
As long as your mother-in-law doesn't notice, because she'll beat your ass.
Yeah.
But as long as she doesn't notice, you just look at him and just like beckon him over here, like.
Right. Because when we get home, I'll fuck you up. Your mama ain't gonna be there to save you.
Yes, I wish all of those that are at least visiting their families or celebrating Chuseok all well. It's actually going to be, when is it going to be? 27th. So like just a few days on 27th of September this year. So happy Chuseok. Enjoy it well. That being said, that brings us to the end of another episode of Hallyujuku. Surprisingly short episode of Hallyujuku. I didn't pad it with point. I didn't pad it with extra bullshit this time. Maybe I should continue this pattern. But Cass,
and we didn't have anything for me to really yell about other than Jesse. Fuck that shit. I'm done yelling about Jesse.
But Cass, what do you got going on in your neck of the woods?
As everybody knows, we have a lovely little trivia show that we do every week over on the Drunk Kids Gaming channel over there on Twitch and YouTube and the likes. But TwitchCon is coming up, and a bunch of the cast and crew, I don't know what else to fucking call them, are going to TwitchCon. So I've tasked them with doing the weekend's worth of live entertainment that we normally do from TwitchCon, because basically that means I don't got to do shit.
You ain't got to do shit. Let's see. Yeah, TwitchCon, which is where all the Twitch people do their Twitch things and then play some games. I don't know. What happens at TwitchCon? Is this just like,
it's going to be the first TwitchCon ever.
Oh. It's going to be... the TwitchCon
this upcoming weekend.
Yeah. So look forward to that. All over the place. Go over there on Drunk Kids Gaming on Twitch. See the live stuff, or check out their YouTube.
Or probably on Diamond Club.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
DiamondClub.tv. Like we said, he's about.me/King Kaz. I'm about.me/PDRave. The show is Hallyujuku. Hallyujuku.com, kpoppodcast.com, Rebelli.net for this and other shows. We're Rebelli TV on YouTube. Subscribe, share, like. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, all over the place. Until next time. Hasta los huevos.
Fighting.
Well, didn't I tell you? Don't you know? Give it to me straight, Doctor. Exactly. Why, I think you're crazy.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.